Good morning, everybody. How many of you guys have ever heard of the Bill of Rights? Anybody here? Yeah? Okay. So the Bill of Rights is what I kind of want to inform you guys about. It's important for all of us to know what our rights are. The Bill of Rights doesn't just pertain to Americans, it pertains to anybody who lives in the country, period. So let's get started. What is the Bill of Rights? The Bill of Rights is the first 10 amendments on the U.S. Constitution. There are 27 amendments, which are laws, but the first 10 are considered the Bill of Rights. And what they are basic human rights for people that live in the country. So all the states must follow them. That's what's important to know, is all the states have to follow these laws. Certain things in there can be modified per state, and you'll hear about that as we go through them. So we're going to talk about each law, all 10 of them, okay? So amendment number 1 is the freedom of religion, speech, and press, right to peacefully assemble, and right to petition the government without punishment. So basically what that is you have the right to worship whoever you want to worship, speak about whatever you want to speak about. If you want to publish that, whoever's willing to publish it, go for it. You have the right to assemble. You want to have a rally, you want to have a protest, you can do that. As long as you're not breaking windows or breaking people's backs, you can do that. You have the right to petition the government. If you have a problem with something the government's doing, by all means, get up and go down. Talk to your local authorities, talk to whoever. And you can petition them to change a law or invoke a new law, whatever it is that you want. That's amendment number 1. Amendment number 2 is the right to keep and bear arms, which means that you have the right to own a weapon. This one is a little bit, this one pertains to U.S. citizens only. If you're a U.S. citizen, this one does pertain to you. You can't buy a weapon if you're not a U.S. citizen. There's certain things that you have to go through, background checks, so this one doesn't pertain to everybody. Amendment 3 is no soldier shall be quartered in any house without permission of the owner. So, in the event, God forbid, there's a war on U.S. soil and there's soldiers walking down your house and they get tired, they can't just go inside your house and put their feet up on your couch. They can't do that. This amendment guarantees it. Amendment number 4, the right of the people to be secure in the person's homes, papers, and personal effects against unreasonable searches and seizures. What that is saying is that in the event that you are a drug dealer of some sort, the cops can't just show up to your house and bust your door in and take whatever they want, take all your drugs. Even though that'd be good, they can't do that. They have to have warrants granted by judge. They have to have evidence. People can't just go into your house and take whatever they want. That's illegal, and this amendment guarantees that. Amendment number 5 is no person, and this one's kind of long, so we're going to break it down. Amendment number 5 is no person shall be held to answer for a crime unless ordered to by a grand jury. So if you know that somebody shot somebody else, they can't take you out of your house and say, you need to tell us what you saw. They can't do that unless you live on military base or you're in the service during time of war. Then they can take you and say, tell us what you saw. Nor can you be forced to be a witness against yourself. I'm sorry, you can't be a witness against yourself unless you want to. You cannot be deprived of life or your property unless you've been processed through the law. So a good example of that is when you go to jail. They take your clothes, they're depriving you of your freedom. They can't do that without probable cause, for one, and they can't do that without telling you why. Okay? And of course, nor shall private property be taken without compensation. When you get out of jail, you get your clothes back. But also, no property shall be taken without just compensation. Also, that goes for like when they build roads and stuff, you know. I've actually known somebody, they had a house in a certain area of the city, and the city wanted to build a road there. So instead of just taking their house from them, which is illegal, they paid them money to move. So they can't just kick you out of your home. They can't take your stuff without permission. Amendment number 6, in criminal prosecutions, the accused shall have the right to a public trial with a jury in the city where the crime happened. So if in the event that something happened, you have a right to a jury, you have a right to a trial. They can't just grant you, they can't just call you guilty. You must be informed of your offense and your accusation, The person that is accusing you of such things must be present during your trial. And you have the right to call your own witnesses. You have the right to your own lawyers, your own defense. Amendment number 7. Common lawsuits where the value is more than $20 shall have the right to a trial by jury. So if you let your neighbor borrow your remote, it's a great universal remote, it costs $30, and they break it, you can sue them. But if you let them borrow your pot and it only costs you $10 and they scratch it up, you're out of $10 in the pot. You can't sue them for that. Amendment number 8. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor shall excessive fines be imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments be inflicted. Now, how do you know when something's cruel and unusual, right? Well, these laws are laws that all states have to follow, but how they're used is up to the states. So, cruel and unusual punishment, the death penalty, not all states have the death penalty. A lot of states, they don't have it anymore because they think it's cruel and unusual. As well as fines, you can be fined for throwing paper on the floor $500 in one state, and the next state you're only getting fined $150. So that's how that works. Amendment number 9. The action of reading these rights one by one shall not be construed or denied, or to deny or be represented as being of little worth retained by the people. This is a law, and it's also kind of a statement as well. Basically what it's saying is that these amendments cannot be changed, and they shouldn't be looked at as little, like having no worth. They're very important. Number 10, the powers not given to the United States by the Constitution or allowed by it to the states are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. So what that's saying is anything that's not in the U.S. Constitution or the first 10 Bill of Rights are reserved to the states. So like I said, you can go down and petition, I want to make this law, I want to make this law. In Arizona in 1924, they actually made a law that says donkeys cannot sleep in the bathtub. That's a law. I don't know who would have their donkey sleeping in the bathtub to begin with, but you can make it a law if you want to make it a law. And that's what this is saying. Anything that's not in there, feel free to go to your state. They can make it a law. With that being said, do your own research. You can check out this website and check out all 27 amendments, including the first 10, the Bill of Rights. It's important to know your rights. You live in this country, you want to know what you're entitled to. Don't let anybody walk all over you, and I want to thank you all for listening.